Do you want to stand out at work or be the top choice in your job search? Then it's not about just doing a good job, it's all about how you present yourself to the world. Personal branding is the secret sauce that makes you look irresistible for promotions or for job opportunities. In this video, I'm going to share the steps you can take to start building a strong personal brand that will help you be the obvious choice for any promotion or that next job offer. For those of you that are new to this channel, my name's Tarek. I'm a technology and product leader at one of the world's largest investment banks, and I've spent 20 years working in the corporate world, doing a good job, but realizing that personal branding was what needed to be done to take me to the next level. And having spent a few years building my personal brand, I can tell you straight away that it's led to speaking opportunities at forums and also led to me being able to get the leadership position that I'm in now. So the first step in building your personal brand is to get a piece of paper out and start mapping out what your unique value proposition is. You as an individual, what are your key skills? What are your key strengths? And how do you as an individual bring about change to an organization and bring about value to a team? So think about the output you can drive, as well as the skills you're using, the way you work with others, and the experience you've got right now that can help you build that out. This is really a positive exercise, so only focus on your skills and strengths and all of the benefits that you bring. Think of yourself as a product, and if a company wants to employ you and get value out of you, how can they do that? What are those things that they will get from you, the skills and the strengths, etc. But also, what are the personal skills they're going to get from you? Are you going to be able to unstick some challenging situations and bring people together? It's not just about the technical skills, it's about your people skills as well. On this piece of paper that you put together for your unique value proposition, make sure that it's clear and concise. This will really help you articulate clearly your value points, but also you want it to be clear to any job proposition that you have, or even at work in your current workplace. It's very clear and easily summarized what it is that you can bring, so that it's clear in your mind, but also when you start to bring this to life with the actions you take, it will become clear to the people that you're working with as well what value you're bringing. So now that you've painted this picture of what it is that you can bring, your unique value proposition, the next step is for you to start showcasing these skills. Now, it's important that you start doing this consistently. The only way to build a strong personal brand is to make consistently small changes and any opportunity you can to showcase those UVPs that you've got. So effectively, if you're in team meetings in the current workplace and you're building your brand for the workplace that you're in, you want to start speaking up in meetings. You want to start showcasing where you've led a change, or you've really solved a problem that brought people together, or maybe you've just done a good job at finding a process that needs to be streamlined, and you've done that. But you need to start vocalizing this. You need to bring it to the table, either in presentations or in meetings that you're having, but also there are opportunities in the workplace for you to share this knowledge at lunch and learns, as an example, or where there's learning opportunities in the workplace to do this, or where groups or forums get together. It's really important that you start to share your knowledge and your expertise, because this builds credibility. This builds your credibility in the workplace. Now, outside of the workplace, you can still start building this UVP you've defined by speaking at events. And for some of you, that may seem like a daunting prospect, but at the same time, you don't need to go to these big events, that have thousands of people. You can find smaller meetups that are happening locally that just help you feel comfortable being in a like-minded space and just sharing your thoughts. It could be a panel discussion, it could be a presentation you actually want to do on your own, but start to build your expertise in the industry, and don't think of it as something you've got to do on a large stage at this point. It's really about just getting yourself out there and connecting with people and building that credibility for yourself. And if you don't want to make the jump straight away to physical presentations and being at meetups, why not start by building your online presence? Firstly, LinkedIn is a non-negotiable. You should have a LinkedIn profile that's fully up to date, really showcasing your unique value proposition. So all of those skills should be on there. They should be there as hashtags as well, and skills attributed to your profile profile, but at the same time, you should put all of your projects on there that you've been working on, or anything where you've driven real change. At the same time, you want to start writing articles on LinkedIn or writing posts. So don't be shy in doing this. LinkedIn is a forum for you to share your expertise and have confidence in your expertise. So where you have made a change, vocalize it to your community. Make a point about saying the lessons I've learned. What have I learned from doing that change? And what can I share with other people that will be valuable to them? Start small and start making these changes happen. Start posting regularly, and you'll start to see that your credibility will go up, but also you start to build this strong personal brand over time. Hand in hand with that point, if you want to start showcasing your expertise, it means you need to start being able to communicate effectively. And what this means is when you talk with purpose, you're clear, and everything you say has value. You're not just talking for the sake of talking and it turns into rambling. To help you do this, it might be beneficial for you to start writing down your value points on paper. So for a particular project that you've done, if you're really proud of it and you want to start vocalizing it, write some short sentences that you can just have at the top of your mind. When you write it out on paper, it really helps you lay those thoughts out and helps you to articulate them strongly. But lay them out on paper so that way you're clear in your mind going into a meeting or going into a presentation that these are the clear points I want to articulate. And with that active communication that you're going to be doing now, you want to listen as well, because the art of communication is not just about speaking, it's about listening as well. And you're going to listen to what leaders have to say to you. You're going to listen to feedback from other people and start feeding that into your unique value proposition. So if you're finding that your unique value proposition is very different to, say, the feedback you're getting from colleagues, perhaps it's the way you communicate, or not being clear, or not following up on things and seeing things through to the end, as an example. These are all points of refinement. Don't see these as massive setbacks for yourself. See these as points of refinement that you can take forward and help build your personal brand. And as you start to build your LinkedIn profile and your online presence, whether you're writing articles in a blog or you're using the LinkedIn profile, as I've said, you want to start building that network up slowly. So the way to do this is to first find people in your network, in your industry, that are thought leaders. Start to follow them, start to comment on posts that they make, and start to form a community along with those people that also follow those individuals. And this will start to help you build a strong network and start to get your name out there in the industry, and also build that credibility we've spoken about. But at the same time, this will help you with job opportunities. So whenever you go to an event, whether it's for work or whether you're attending in your free time for this credibility building, you want to connect with as many people as possible. So that means remembering names, sending invites out to them on LinkedIn straight away, making sure that you're getting these connection points. Don't leave it too late, because these points of connection are very important for you to build over time. And equally, at these events, you may be able to connect with people who are willing to mentor you. If they've heard what you've said and they've resonated with some challenge that you have, and you speak in between sessions or in between presentations, then connect with these individuals. And if they're giving you the opportunity to mentor you, then take it on. Even if it only lasts for one call or one session and it doesn't turn into a long-term thing. Every interaction is beneficial here. It's really going to help you first build your confidence, but also get you that opportunity in future that you need. So going deeper into now the visibility around your achievements, how are you going to make sure that you do this the proper way? Showcasing your wins is something you want to do in a non-egotistical way. You want to ensure that you're showcasing your wins purely to the benefit of the company or the benefit of the customer or the benefit of the team you helped. So really focusing on the outcome, focusing on what change happened. And that really helps you take a selfless approach to this, but also shows the contribution you had in exacting this change without making it all about you. This is important because the impact is sometimes lost when you start to phrase things in a very egotistical, I did this, without me, this wouldn't have happened. All of the impact is lost and the focus just becomes on how you are showboating effectively. And that is all that the receivers of the conversation will hear and feel. So in terms of your immediate network at work, if you're showcasing your wins, obviously your boss is the first one, your manager, making sure that they're aware. But then look at the management peer group. You should not just be focusing on your own direct line manager. Find out who the people around your line manager are, that peer group. They should also know if it's related to them. If you are helping another team in a different area, make sure their management know about the changes that's happened. But then likewise, when it comes to performance reviews, you want to have all of this evidence baked into that process as well, so that you've got it clearly articulated there and there's no room for any judgment in terms of what you have and haven't done. Another valuable tip here when you're doing this self-promotion and this showcasing of your wins is really to try and tie it back to some of the strategic goals that are in your organization. So if you're doing this from an inside your organization perspective and you're trying to raise your visibility, always tie it back to some of the business goals. Find out what those business goals are. So if you're working in technology, usually your CTO has a list of technology related business goals. But then equally, if you cannot find your business goals in your team, look at the annual reports or look at some reporting that has been done externally. Really shows what the shareholders are looking for, what the company wants to drive. That will really help you start to tie what you're doing to the bigger picture. That really shows your leadership potential and also shows your credibility. Your personal brand should also reflect where you want to go, where you see yourself being in the future. So for example, my ambition is to be on the C-suite of a large corporation, and I'm going to ensure that my personal brand positions me that way. And it has already started to do that. I want to be taken seriously as an executive leader. I've made steps to ensure that I'm in that space. I am operating in that space in a large global investment bank right now, having meetings with the C-suite and also being in a position where I can start showcasing strategic visionary skills. And that's my personal brand. But for you, your brand may be different. You may be someone who wants to lead projects in future, maybe someone who wants to mentor, or maybe you want to be someone who has a vision that changes the way an organization works. These are all things that you want to put into your brand as a personal brand. You have to bake these in. Make sure you're showing those skills, but that you're working towards that end goal. And the person who is seeing you, whether they are a recruiter or a company looking to hire you or someone in the workplace, they can see that you're on that trajectory. It should be clear to them that this is the direction you're heading. Now, this is sometimes one of the hardest things to do, but it's one of the most important. And this is getting feedback to evolve your brand. And it's hard sometimes to take feedback from individuals, especially when some of it can be negative or you perceive it as negative, but really try and take this as constructive. This is how the general public, how the world at large is seeing you. So for example, if you are embarking on going to a meetup or to an event and sitting on a panel and being a participant or having a presentation, get feedback from the organizers. Find out, how did that go? Did I add value? Usually people in the audience will come up to you afterwards and give you feedback and say, that was really valuable, that resonated with me. And that's a great thing. But if you're not getting that feedback, then reach out to people in the audience as well. Say, did they find that valuable? Did they get any value from that conversation? But equally the organizers as well. So try and seek that feedback. Don't wait for that feedback to come to you. But likewise at work, if there are people you look up to at work, the mentors, maybe you've got some friendly seniors in the workplace that you can approach, you find them approachable. Why don't you go to them and ask them, look, I really am on this trajectory. I want to get to this point in future. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? What should I carry on doing? What shouldn't I do? There's things that you can ask for feedback from these mentors. And I think it's really important that you try and get that feedback early on. Building a brand and then being stuck in that brand is one thing, but you really need to have the mindset of growth here. It's all about growth, and growth doesn't come from just being rigid in your view of your own personal brand. You need to take on board what's happening. And equally, that personal brand may evolve over time if the skills in that market change, or the job market itself starts to change and you start to see trends towards different things. So for example, right now the trend in my job area is really generative AI, and I'm leading generative AI product management in a large investment bank, and that is a new skill for me, but it's something I'm building into my personal brand, making myself become more of a leader in that space, bringing that capability to a bank and understanding how that capability can be rolled out. And that's something that I want to bake in, and I know that's something that's going to be big for many industries. So these are all things we discussed that you can do in small steps as well. Don't think of these as really big things that you have to do and land a big event to speak at, or land a big article and big profile on LinkedIn. Start small, start getting comfortable, start building your confidence. The main thing is your confidence here. And I want you to know, if there's one thing you take away from this video, is that personal branding is not just for entrepreneurs and for influencers online. Personal branding is important for those who want to grow their career. By building this brand, you are making it extremely obvious that you are the person that should be chosen for a promotion or equally for a job opportunity. So if this video has resonated with you today, hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey where I'll help you to grow your career, master your personal brand, and help you to land your next dream job. This channel is all about you mastering your growth. So join me on this journey where I'll be doing that for myself, but I'm here to equally help you do the same. So if you want to see more right now, check out my playlist that I've just linked to here. That will show you all of the steps from going from an analyst through to a senior leader, the things that you can do to help yourself grow in your career. Stay tuned for the next video.